All right, Team YP, a professional esports team, has sponsored by the adult website YouPorn,
Love those
has been
guys.
barred from competition in the Electronic Sports League.
Oh,
the
what?
ESL has come out saying the rule barring sponsorship from pornographic websites is not new, as explicit pornography is banned in many of the countries they promote to. No other teams in the league have been affected by this rule.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta feel bad because Team YP is a pretty competitive team. They've been placing in the matches that they've been engaged in.
They took like 69th in
But
Worlds last year.
if this rule's been around for a long time,
Say that again, Nika. Sorry.
so if this rule's been around for a long time, then they know they weren't supposed to.
Well, no, hold on, because I can kind of see both sides of it a little bit, right? Obviously, when we think of this, we're like, what the fuck? This is America, right? You're free to do whatever you want, and if YouPorn wants to sponsor somebody, let them fucking sponsor somebody. But you're right when it comes to certain countries, such as Korea, just outright banning stuff like that. You can't really just have people, trouncing around.
That's a bad argument, Robbie. Like, you're saying it's America, you can do whatever the hell you want. Well, it really depends on where, what you're focusing on.
That's what I'm saying.
What your company is. It doesn't mean what country. Like, in America, just because we're in America doesn't mean you can have porn as a sponsor either, depending on what your company is or what your what you're doing. Like, the same reason why, which actually I find out Allison Rapp was her name or whatever from Nintendo. She was actually an escort. And so the reason that, she got fired from Nintendo because of having a job that's a conflict of interest. You can't just say, she's in America, she shouldn't, that's not how this works.
It would be one thing if the ESL...
So they're part of a gaming thing, it's been a rule, and they broke it.
It'd be one thing, too, if the ESL was exclusively American teams, but they are mostly overseas teams.
Right, which is what I'm trying to say. Plus, I don't know that there's, an actual specific... we don't have a fucking rule book for the ESL, do we?
Well, doesn't it say that that's been around for a while?
Okay, right. What they mean is from the beginning, they've been against that kind of stuff. Not that it's actually a rule that says you can't have pornography, blah, 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 blah. All right, well, how about the fact that, we have pornography in video games now, right? Like, pornography is an adult thing, and video games are an adult form of entertainment.
But how many times have we talked about cultural censorship? I mean, there are varying versions of games that go to different regions because of certain cultural sensibilities. Yep. And so, you can't just say, yeah, well, freedom her, you know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
It oversimplifies the problem. The problem, like Nika was saying, is that in a lot of other cultures, pornography is straight up banned. And
I understand that, but they've also stated, I believe, in the story that Team YP was willing to go so far as to change their name, change their image, basically, block out the fact that they're backed by YouPorn just so that they could participate.
But you can only black that out so far because first of all, let's say because esports, just like any other sports league, is looking to gain fans, it's looking to gain followers, and so it's going to go after kids. I mean, I think that's natural. Your age group is going to skew very, much younger than in other sports leagues. So can you imagine someone like a professional athlete and their official team is a porn website? Like, every time you go and you search for that person, like, porn is going to be intrinsically linked. Like, how do you have kids search for Team YP if they've got if they're a fan of one of the people on these team and not have them by extension find the site YouPorn?
Parental controls.
Oh, come on.
If they don't find it, then why would YouPorn bother sponsoring them if they can't get any notoriety out of it?
Yeah, that's true.
And the ESL did say that this is an actual rule that you are not allowed. This isn't just something that's frowned upon. It's a rule that you cannot be sponsored by a pornographic website. But if that's the case, how were they ever founded? How did they ever get established?
That's my thing. If it was a specific rule, I feel like this is probably more of like an unspoken company directive. Like
this seems
more
to me
than
like
an
it probably was a written rule at some point, but they were letting it slide until someone complained.
Well, ESL mostly does League of Legends and StarCraft. So, I mean, Team YP, I think, competes in far more than just League of Legends and StarCraft. I think that they're actually very competitive in first-person shooters and in fighting as well. So, I mean, there are other leagues who do not have this kind of, sensitivity built into it. And so that's how you can have Team YP have some success, but also have it be a notable story that they've been banned from the ESL. The ESL is arguably the largest and probably the esports league with the most visibility on it right now too. So this is it is a big deal for Team YP to be banned from the ESL.
Yep.
Who doesn't like boobs is all I'm saying.
Well, boobs are good.